Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Waterloo Gin. This is their number 9 gin, coming in at a 47% ABV. Now, for full disclosure, Waterloo Gin was kind enough to send this bottle over for us to take a look at and a review, so just keeping that transparency open. So Waterloo Gin is based out of Texas, where they're doing a lot of cool things with gin. And if you've been around the channel, gin was my first spirit of choice back in the day. I love a great gin. I love that we're seeing more barrel-aged gins showing up on the market, and I like that people are putting more forethought in gin versus being just something a distillery can shove out on the shelf and make a few bucks off of while their whiskey ages. And I like a good gin cocktail as well, but personally, love drinking it neat. Now, Waterloo Gin is one of those newer brands that are showing up on a lot of different shelves. They're getting out into more distribution and have went through a whole makeup change on how their bottling looks. The cool thing is, they actually tell us everything that's going on in here. They're using a vapor chamber distillation process, so all the vapor, when it distills, passes through their botanicals before being pushed out on the other end. And they tell us all the botanicals they're using on this, which they're using 9 total. That list is lavender, juniper, grapefruit, pecan, orias root, coriander, anise, ginger, and licorice root. Keeping it a higher ABV on things, which is nice for cocktails. You don't have to keep everything at 40%. And I love seeing that kind of transparency, not only because then we know what kind of flavors we're going to be getting into, but for cocktail's sake, you want to know what your botanicals are before you're making up things. On top of it, if you're buying it, I want to know what's going into it as well. I love it. So, with that great information, let's jump into it and see how Waterloo Gin handles a gin. Do love their bottle shape and design on here. Very classy, showcases the spirit well. So, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. Become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some other reviews over Waterloo Gin that I'll be doing, links to those videos will be up above and down below, along with a link to their website so you can check them out for yourself, see where they are in your area, have them shipped into you if they allow, that kind of good stuff. The other 2 ones that I have is their barrel aged and their prickly pear, and I'm going to tell you both of those are really darn good. That barrel aged is probably my favorite though. Crystal clear color, as a gin should be. Looks beautiful. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Oh, beautiful sweetness in here. You're getting that lavender floral profile right from the get-go. Nice spiciness from that bit of ginger going on in there. And I think that the pecan they're using adds a slight earthy tone to it. Not necessarily a nuttiness, but a slight earthiness. The juniper is not bearing, like it's not forefront kicking down the door as some gins are. This is a very subtle juniper, kind of pine note. But it's crisp, it's clean. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. On top of things, you find that nice grapefruit citrus pop in here as well. Like you're just getting this kind of beautiful summertime, kind of a late evening kind of vibe coming from the nose. A little bit of pepperiness in there as well. But the forefront, you gotta love a good floral gin. That lavender in there is subtle but pronounced. I'm going to assume the star anise and that licorice root they're using are very subtle, very small amounts, because you're not getting a big booming anise note going on here. It's present, but it doesn't overtake. Licorice and star anise can be very pungent notes, especially in gin. So I do appreciate they found that balance happening here. I also forgot to mention the base they're using, the neutral grain spirit, is corn based as well. But overall, it's soft, it's sweet, it's approachable. And I think that's a great example of a higher proof gin with that 47, and it's a great nose. Let's go for a taste. Right away, beautiful floral lavender. Coats the palate decently. Little bit of pepperiness in there. Star anise is showing through just a little bit. Nice bit of juniper going on in here. A little bit of pine sol green notes going. That big, bold lavender, though. Like, this would make a beautiful gin martini. Do a play on it. Drop skewer up a couple blueberries to put in there with it. I think that blueberry would complement that bit of lavender very well. And maybe even like a spritz of a lemon peel going on in there as well. Keep it simple, though. I love the pepperiness. That bit of pecan is bringing a nice earthiness. It kind of grounds it out a bit. It doesn't go too floral or too sweet. Keeps it kind of mellow going on. And that grapefruit is showing up from beginning to middle to end. Not overbearing in that citrus note, but it is present. It's good. Second sip here, getting more of that ginger spice. Like, when I make my Moscow mules, I actually take extra ginger root and I grate it up and put it into my Moscow mules because I love a good bite of ginger. And they got it here. Very much like a ginger beer kind of snap bite to it. Like the ones that have like the puree at the bottom of the bottle. That's what it reminds me of. Still love that bit of floral in there from the lavender and that bit of earthiness kind of coming from the pecan. And it's just beautiful soft. There's still no ABV. There's nothing harsh, no off notes on that. And its proof point drinks much lower. It does not drink 47. It drinks more like a 42. Like, I get that's a small difference, but in gin, when you're not utilizing other ways of aging to remove the harshness, you're really making sure that your neutral grain spirit base is doing a lot of the talking on that, so you're not getting that bite. And they made it happen here. Their distillation process works well. The vapor chamber really hones in a beautiful balance of the botanicals going on. It's a damn good gin. And again, I'm going to give it props because both the licorice and the star anise are not heavy-handed, but you do get a little percentage of I'm going to say like a licorice black candy note in there, but it's very soft. Almost like a craft or like a homemade licorice candy. Very subtle in that note, and it's not kicking in your teeth. But it's soft, it's approachable, and I think this would make a great gin martini. Alrighty, let's talk about a grade for this one. So, you have a distillery, aging, distilling, bottling this all on their own. Very transparent about the process on their different botanicals they're using, the process they're using to make the spirit itself, and it all showcases through. On top of all their botanicals itself are being harvested right in Texas. I didn't even mention at the beginning of all this, but that is just another layer of the complexities that they're willing to go through to make a good gin. And price points at $35. And most of your good solid gins, in my opinion, are found right around that $30-ish price point. So I got to give this a good solid B+. It's approachable. It's beautifully soft and sweet. The profiles they're able to bring through with lavender, and I'm not a huge lavender fan, to be honest. I don't mind it, but are just enough that you can have fun if you're a mixologist making up a new kind of drink idea, or for as somebody like myself that likes to drink it neat, I can still enjoy that. And to be able to pull off that profile, bring it across not only licorice notes that are not too overbearing, but that lavender, which can be a very strong flavor, they nailed both of those beautifully. And at the end of the day, I think it's definitely a gin to keep an eye out for if you can, and one that really needs to be talked about more. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Waterloo Gin, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Waterloo Gin, number 9 gin. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might